Welcome back to Soul Reaver, and you can see this pleasant graphical glitch, and today I am not alone. Joining me is Vicissitude. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yes, you are. We went over this in the thread.
Well, that was about the hard or soft C, but there's also the double S with an I after it part, so that may be difficult. I should
really?
try
SSI is
that...
just S.
Okay.
Like a snake. And speaking of which, I'm kind of surprised there were no snake vampires in this.
Yeah. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure what kind of vampire would they make a snake vampire, because they already have amphibious Rahabim, which I guess they could have kind of make more snake-like. But I'm fine with that. We have three variations of ghouls.
Maybe he's an eel. I guess that's close enough.
Yeah. Okay, I am not sure what I'm... yeah. I'm just trying to remember what I'm trying to do here. The thing is, we are going for the fire and force glyphs here, but first I decide to take the health power-up that's around here, because, well, I'm nearby.
I do remember this.
Yeah, and this is probably the most boring part of this entire video, because I just move around the block.
So I've been forewarned. Spoiler alert, kids. There's no platforming, or at least very little.
Yeah, but, well, actually there will be some platforming in the next part, where we are going after the sound glyph, but even that one is not bad.
Oh, something to look forward to then.
And in the next part I will also be showing a lot of competence, unlike this one. I mean combat competence, because I will just be shooting everything.
I'm not sure if that's competence. I think that's just cheesing the system.
It also doesn't hurt that I will be knowing exactly where every single goddamn vampire is.
You know, you just re-imbued the Soul Reaver with fire only to jump in the water.
Yes, I realized that as I was playing through that. Oh wait, I am going to jump in water. I just have a reflex. Whenever I see fire, a source of fire, I will imbue the Reaver with fire. I just don't think about it. Because Fire Reaver is superior to regular Reaver.
Yeah, it just sets guys on fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Especially with the projectiles, because the regular Reaver projectiles, they're just going to stun.
Oh yeah, you cheese it even further, why don't you?
Yes, and now this part is going to be either, well, this puzzle for the fire glyph, it's either very long if you have no idea what you're doing, or it's very short if you know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing, so instead of trying to get through that grate in the spectral realm and then wasting a lot of time getting back without progressing, I just do what must be done from the very beginning. These Dumah, I'm thinking about the what's it called? The logo, the sign of Dumah.
And the sigil?
Yeah, the sigil, and it's the one sigil that I'm not sure what it looks like. I just show off what happens if you don't go to Spectral Realm here.
Well, you know, you are lucky, because I happen to have, let's see, some high-quality stencils of the clan tags.
Yeah, I remember what it looks like, but the problem is it doesn't look like anything. It's not similar to anything, because all the others, they're kind of intuitive. They look like something. Like Milkai's sign looks like an M. Zephon's one looks like something insectoid. Dumah, nope.
Yeah, given what they look like and what I know Dumah looks like, pretty much the same thing but bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it kinda resembles...
I got nothing.
Yeah, I guess this kinda resembles this hunchback, this Quasimodo-like shape that the vampires themselves have, but that's the closest thing I have to.
That's kind of a stretch in my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, given what I know, maybe it's a compass, you know, for architectural drawings.
Maybe, but even then, like, there's no connection.
Well, you see, it's all bent and twisted because the vampires themselves are all bent and twisted.
Yeah.
You see? It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Well, then that would also apply to all the other signs.
Exactly. It's a theme.
By the way, I looked at for a second at these scribbles on these columns, pillars, and I forgot that I was going to be platforming, but I never fail, so whatever. And
Thank
I
God
started trying to remember if the ones that we saw in the very beginning at the bottom of the Lake of the Dead, where Raziel gets his supply of souls. I checked whether these are the same and scriptures, and no, they're not. So it seems like for every instance where they had to do something like this, the developers, the art team, they probably were doing the same thing that they did with the design for the Lake of the Dead, and just were told to draw some stuff.
Just play it by ear.
Yeah.
Now, back when you just imbued the Fire Reaver, there was a guy's name on the other side of the fire.
Yeah,
what
but
was that? Was it Osric?
I don't know what it was.
Does that sounds familiar? I might be mixing games here, but
or it's just something that we don't know.
I don't know.
And so this puzzle that can take 20 minutes took me 5.
Oh, that's what happened to Terrell.
Wait, what?
Nah, just big, Minotaur-looking dude.
Okay, now we're gonna have Tony J talking.
Once acquired, these glyphs empower you with elemental lore. Each spell exacts a sacrifice of energy, however. Use them sparingly and wisely.
Yeah, you don't normally expect that line of the Elder Gods dialogue to appear after getting the fire glyph of all things, because it's the second last glyph in the game. But I'm retarded, so that's when we hear it. And now we go after the very first glyph in the game, the one that I should have taken many hours of gameplay ago. The fourth glyph.
Well, you've got telekinetic shot. I think you're pretty good. And besides, all this stuff is optional.
Yeah. Which is exactly why I was ignoring all of it until I got all the gameplay affecting abilities. And which is why I will be ignoring all the optional power-ups, the health power-ups and the Eldritch Energy power-ups, until I get the last ability, because I will simply need it to get them all. And this is what the fire glyph does, and of course the vampire just gets out of the screen. But it's okay, I'll be using it more.
It's just a big area of effect fire burst, sets vampires on fire, and you eat all their souls. Nice big buffet.
Yep. And there is, well, basically all the glyphs, they work kinda in the same manner. They either hit or kill everything at a certain area around Raziel. Some glyphs are weaker, some are stronger, and some are useless.
And
most are useless, actually.
I don't remember this. Do you have a limited amount of charges with that? Or for using a glyph or rune?
No, you don't. You have your separate resource of Eldritch Energy, and you have a certain finite amount of this Eldritch Energy, which you expend to cast glyphs, and every glyph has it costs a different amount of Eldritch Energy. It ranges from I think 2 for the Force glyph to 10 for the Sunlight glyph that we get in the next part.
Yeah, I saw you had you now have 0 of 8.
Yeah, because I had 0, and yes, Raziel picked up a torch, which I didn't want to do. I have 0 out of 8 now. I had 0 in the very beginning before getting the glyph itself.
Oh. I always thought it said 0-0.
It did say 0-0 because when I didn't have any glyph except for the shift glyph, I didn't have any Eldritch Energy, so it was 0 out of 0. Now 0 out of 8, because the amount of Eldritch Energy that it takes to cast a Fire Glyph is 8 points of Eldritch Energy. So as soon as I got the glyph, the game bumped me up to exactly that number. And I'm thinking, it's not supposed to happen like that, but thankfully it's foolproof.
Yeah, you probably would have gone to 0 of 2 had you gotten the Force Glyph first.
Yes. So it's done deliberately in that way for retards who get the glyphs in wrong order.
You know,
and this
it's
here,
so weird to see just how smooth the transition through an immaterial barrier is. Because I remember playing this through on nice clunky PS1 engine.
I have no idea what it looked like on the PS1
slow
engine.
and clunky.
Well, good thing there's a Steam and GOG version then. And this happens sometimes. For what's probably the least complicated puzzle in the game. Yeah, does this remind you of anything?
I wonder.
By the way, yeah, I read it. I think I read it on The Lost Worlds, but I'm not sure. Or maybe on The Dark Chronicle. That this is possibly ahead of Nupraptor because the eyes are soon shut.
Makes
but
sense.
But the mouth is not, so I'm not sure. And there's no way to be sure.
Looks like there are like lines or something on the mouth, on the lips, so who knows?
Yeah, but they don't look like stitches to me.
Well, it was very fine needlework.
Yeah, telekinetic needlework too. And there will not be anything else said by the Elder God on the topic of glyphs anymore.
Oh, just triggers on the first one you get?
Yep.
Okay.
Which is why it usually triggers here, and why most people probably remember it being triggered here, because this is the first one most people get. And now we have 10 points of Eldritch Energy. Yeah, that took me a while to turn on. But that's what it looks like, and I don't think I'll ever use it again.
That little pirouette was quite adorable.
Yep. Okay, so that's for the first two glyphs. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.